Bam! Yeah, that's me. How's it going, guys? Hey, check that out. That's me. This is the line. So, coming out of Bridgewater, Massachusetts, this is the line known as VooDoo Vapes. It is from a company called Barn Brew. And they do have a couple other lines to their name. Just a phenomenal company, great people behind the scenes. Started the main guy, Wayne, pretty much just started this company out the same as for most people. Spent a lot of time smoking, doing other things, and wanted to find something out there that was better. Got into vaping and realized that there is, at the time when he was doing this, I believe it was in 2014 when this company basically debuted, but, it was trying to find that niche, those flavors, that vape style that basically was going to hit with people, and the everyday average people, because those are who's going to be your main customers. They're not the people who will vape once in a while and it's just like, oh, I just like this flavor. No, it's like, hey, I got to find a line that's going to basically work for as many people as possible. So I got to make sure that I accommodate nic levels. I got to make sure I accommodate mix ratios. I got to offer different sizes. And they've hit pretty well. If you check out my other reviews on the VooDoo Vapes line, I mean, this is one of their premium lines, and it is a pretty rock solid line. And the flavors are a little unique as far as they're not the norm that you're gonna find in like everybody's line. Like, how there's a bunch of different breakfast vapes out there. There's a bunch of specific style dessert flavors, things like that. They kind of went a little outside the box with it and tried to come up with stuff that may fit in that category, but are completely different than what is, for that category. So they do have their own website. If you go to barnbrewco.com, that's their main website as well. They are on Instagram and Facebook. Also, you definitely need to check them out. But this is the flavor that we are working on, and it's called Scruples. Now, sadly, this is the final flavor in the lineup that I am doing for this line. However, there are other flavors that are going to be in the works. They did debut a new flavor line at a expo that they were just at, so we will be working in that as well. But for the VooDoo Vapes line, this is the final flavor of that line. I have done the other flavors as well if you want to check those out on my channel. And if not, there is that red subscribe button, so it always keeps you up to date, lets you know when one of these pop. But this is their bottle. They are offered in a 30, a 60, and a 120. It does have the name of the line here. It does have the name of the flavor here. There is the main company with the website there as well. It is a 70-30, so, and all the other flavors have had really solid cloud production as well as flavor profiles as well. There is a born on date, and they're warning and ingredient labeling as well. Now, these are also offered in a 0, a 1.5, a 3, a 6, and a 12. So they do accommodate a wide range of nicotine options. Although it is not about how much nicotine you can cram into the vape, they do want to make sure that they can accommodate as many vapors as possible so that you don't look at it and say, I really like the sound of that flavor, I really want to try that flavor, but I vape a higher nicotine level. How's that going to help? Well, hey, we got that covered. They definitely want to accommodate as many people as possible. So they do have a wide range, and it never hurts to try something new. You may like a flavor better in a lower nicotine. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to switch completely, but for certain flavors, they may work better. But they are offered on that line. As you have seen, it does have a pretty solid safety ring that does not turn, and this you can twist all day and it's not going to come off. So this is a first vape, first review, as we will pop this open. And they do come in these handy portable unicorn bottles, which is really nice. A lot of companies now are switching over to the unicorn style bottles. A lot of the bigger size ones that you see are made by a company called Chubby Gorilla, but still having them compact, they're a lot easier to stick in your pocket. They're a lot easier to carry without worrying about breaking, things like that. So it is a nice touch. But it is a first vape, first review, so it is going on fresh cotton, as you can see right here. And my cotton of choice, as always, is Texas Tough Cotton. It just works really well for me. I like the fact of how durable it is, especially when you stick to a specific flavor. And I like the fact that there's not a whole lot of break-in time. So it basically just goes straight flavor for the most part. There's worst case scenario, I had maybe 1 or 2 puffs that I had to do before it fully went through. But I mean, that's pretty cool and impressive as compared to some other cotton out there that takes a while to break in fully. So I will put the link for that in the comment box as well. So we're gonna go ahead and bust this open. And you hear that? I mean, that's a beefy ring right there for as small as it is. It doesn't look like it, but it definitely has some strength to it. And it does have the nice little nozzle tip there. It's not a big wide cone tip or anything. So whether you're using a tank or a dripper like this, you know, it makes it really easy to direct where the juice is going to flow and where it's going to go. So you basically can kind of just paint it on and not worry about having a whole lot of mess or overflow, which is really nice. And some tanks, you know, unless you're using one of the really big ones, some of the tanks do have smaller fill port holes, so it is nice to have a thinner nozzle tip that will accommodate those as well. So they definitely do try to make this as simple and easy and accommodating as possible, which is really nice to see that they do put that time and effort into it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all juiced up. Do a quick little pre-burn. Now, going straight directly off their website, barnbrewco.com, the flavor profile for this is a floral blend of yellow peach and lychee. And supposedly there is supposed to be an ingredient in here that you will taste, but you will not be able to pinpoint, so it's going to leave you guessing, basically leave you wanting to vapor more so that you try to figure out what it is. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, as I said, this is a 70-30, so the clouds as well as the flavors should be pretty equal and solid. But as always, as you can see, I'm vaping at 75 watts, and this is Scruples from the VooDoo Vapes line of Barn Brew Co. As you can tell, again, for a 70-30 with a lighter flavor, more of the fruit style, the clouds are still pretty solid and pretty dense, which is nice because, you know, a lot of fruit flavors, the clouds are good. Sometimes they just seem a little wispy because the flavoring is a bit lighter than like a dessert or something like that. So in this mix, it's nice to see that, you know, it does offer dense clouds as well. Okay, so flavor-wise, excuse me a second there. Flavor-wise, you definitely, for me, and everybody's taste palette and taste style is different. Their vaping styles and preferences. For me, the bulk of the flavor that I get is the yellow peach, which I do like. I'm a big peach person. It's not my #1 flavor, but a lot of flavors that I've tried that have peach in them I really, really liked, and I do like eating peaches as natural anyway. So for me, that does take center stage, and it is really, it's a smooth peach. You know, it's not a slam in your face, like take a bite and the juice just like splatters all over your face. It's solid enough, but it's not overpowering, which I prefer. The lychee has a nice little kick to it, but it is not as strong as you would think. Now, lychees are actually, you know, they do have a stronger taste to them. And in a lot of vapes that I've tried that have lychee in them, you definitely taste it. This one is more of a subtle kind of an extra added little bonus kick, so to speak. Like I said, for me, the peach is the main star of the flavor. The lychee does add in a nice little change up just to give it a bit of a hit. Now, the undertone is where, for me, I believe that surprise ingredient is, because you definitely taste something else there. As far as to what it is, I honestly couldn't tell you at this point. But there is a nice little undertone that hints at just enough to let you know that there's something different, because you taste the peach, like I said, you taste the lychee, and then there's just that added little tingle that makes you realize or makes you think that there is something else there that you want to try to figure out. And it's just enough that it's not an obvious taste. Regardless of anything else, though, for the peach and the lychee mainly, it's definitely a very light, refreshing, crisp vape. I mean, it is definitely one that you could vape on a hot day, and it will definitely keep you at a cooler feel for it. It is not heavy. It is not. It's not artificial tasting so much, and it doesn't really just sit on your tongue in a bad way. It's just a light hit of flavor, and it's just enough, and then it's done. So then you vape it again. But regardless of anything else, you know, the VooDoo Vapes line from Barn Brew is a rock solid line. The flavors, like I said, are a bit diverse. Definitely check out my other videos on those flavors, and you'll see what I mean. Definitely check them out at barnbrewco.com. They're on Instagram and Facebook. You can email them as well. But regardless of anything else, Barn Brew, thank you guys so very much. Your VooDoo Vapes line was an honor to be able to do reviews for. As I said, guys, you know, there are upcoming things that are coming along with this company as well. So definitely hit that subscribe button, and it'll keep you posted whenever I do newer videos for them. And any videos that I come out with. But regardless, thank you guys so very much. It was a true honor. As always, guys, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I myself can do to help make your vaping experience more enjoyable, it's the only reason why I do this. So definitely hit me up, email me, DM me, message me. Let me know if there's something specific that I can do or answer for you. If there's a particular video that you're looking for, let me know. I'll do everything in my power to make that happen for you guys. But until next time, always remember, morning, noon, or night, no matter when, always truly love yourself. Vape on, vape strong, and have a good one, guys.